Hi, and thanks for watching today's overview and tutorial of audio conferencing. Agenda topics include a brief description of audio conferencing, just to answer the questions, what is it, why do I need it? And I'm also going to show you how to set it up from both an administrative user and regular user standpoint, and then I'll show you how to use it. So let's get started. Audio conferencing is a cloud-based teleconference service that allows businesses to make conference calls, which is essentially a call where a hosting party wishes to have more than one participant join. Conference callers simply dial a 10-digit number to access the bridge, and then they're prompted to enter a host-provided conference ID that allows them access to the conference room where they can begin collaborating with other participants. Now, before we dive into the setup demo, I would like to take a moment to define some of the components that make up the audio conferencing service. That way, when we run across them during the how-to walkthrough, you'll be familiar with them. The first component is the conference bridge, which is the actual 10-digit telephone number that callers use to access the bridge, which ultimately gives them access to the conference. The conference is like a conference room, if you will. It's the place where all the participants and the host come to converse. And each conference bridge you have under the account can have multiple conferences. Now we get to the host or moderator, who's the individual that owns the conference and has the ability to control the conference. And participants are simply non-host callers that were invited to the conference by the host. So with that said, let's jump to the account portal where I can show you how to set up audio conferencing and show you how to use it. Okay, before you can use your audio conferencing service, it must be configured and set up by a group administrator. And so to do that, open a browser and go to the URL or website address of the account portal and enter in admin, username, and password credentials, and then click Login. Once signed in, click the Group tab to display a list of all of the group features, and then click the arrow next to Conference Bridge List to expand the section. Now this section displays all of the audio conferencing bridges associated with a particular location. And technically, a location only needs one bridge to use the service. However, some businesses may want to have different bridges associated with different departments within the organization, such as sales, operations, senior management, and so on. So with that being the case, one location can have multiple conference bridges. Oh, and by the way, just as a side note, conference bridges must be ordered through sales or customer service. Once the order is complete, you will see the conference bridge section appear under the group features and settings. For this tutorial, we already have an established conference bridge. So the first thing we need to do to set it up is to click on the Edit Hyperlink. The Edit pop-up window shows you a list of available users that may be assigned as host conference moderators. So we'll pick one of the users, move them over as a conference moderator, and before you click Save, you can also edit some of the information here at the top, like the name, the caller ID information, and so forth. Let's click Save. When you make a user a conference moderator, we're enabling that particular user's ability to add, edit, and delete conferences. So let's log out of the administrative account portal and sign in as a non-admin so I can show you how to set the service up from a regular user's perspective. Okay, logging out as an admin and then signing in as a regular user. If you'll notice, we're missing the group tab now. That's because we're signed in as a regular or non-admin account portal user. But to continue moving forward, let's go ahead and click the Settings tab. And since this particular user is a conference host or moderator, we see the conference list section here under settings. So let's go ahead and expand this list. And adding a conference is fairly simple. You click the Add button, the Add Conference pop-up window appears, you select the conference bridge. Notice that the demo conference is the bridge that the administrator assigned to this particular user. You just enter in a title, we'll say Demo Conference. You can enter an estimated number of participants, a maximum number of participants. By default, each conference is limited to 254 participants. You can also enter an account code if you want to be able to track this particular conference. And then a couple of settings that you can put in place upon a participant's login to the bridge or to the actual conference room itself. By the way, we are creating a conference room right now. I'll go ahead and add that to the title. But back down here, you can elect to mute participants on entry. And you typically see that in training seminars. You know, you may have 15 or 20 people joining a training conference room, and upon entry you do not want any of those participants communicating, conversing, so you would mute them on entry, and then the moderator has the ability to unmute particular participants if the need's there to do so. In conference, when moderator leaves, this will actually tear down the conference room as soon as the moderator hangs up. If you don't check this box, then all the participants on the bridge can continue conversing. And then we also have requires moderator to start, so that will not allow the actual conference room to open up until the moderator arrives. When participants join, you have a couple of options. You can play a tone in the conference room that lets everyone know someone just joined. You can opt to play the participant's recorded name upon entry. It asks them to speak their name, and then it plays it when they enter the conference. And then you can just simply say no notification. And there's a couple of different types of conferences here. One time means that you set a date and time, and when that conference is over with, that's it. It's done. You can never reuse it. You simply just need to delete it at that point from your list. You can have a recurring conference that recurs on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis at a specific time during the week. And then a reservation-less conference just means that it's on at all times. It's ad hoc. Anytime you need it, it's there. So that's what we'll do. We'll say a start date of today, and we'll just say that this conference is going to recur forever until I delete it. So I'm going to go ahead and click Save, and now you can see that our conference is added. It's active, and that's how you add a conference. The next thing I'd like to show you is the edit action. From the edit pop-up window, you can now see the conference ID that's associated with the conference room. This ID is provided to participants that give them access to the conference room. There's also a moderator pin, and this is only used by the moderator. On a touch-tone phone, this access pin gives the moderator the ability to mute and kick participants and do some other things using the touch-tone pad on their phone. And since there's no need to make any changes to this particular conference, we'll just hit cancel. And I think now would be a good time to make a conference call. That'd be a good way for me to show you the moderator tool and how you view and download recordings. Let me set the stage for the conference call demo. I already have two callers dialed in, one using the moderator pin and the other using the conference ID associated with the conference we created a moment ago. So we have one moderator and one participant in the conference as we speak. As I mentioned before, the moderator can control the conference using the keys on a touch-tone phone. For example, 1 will mute the moderator, 4 will lock the conference, and 8 will end the conference, etc. But if the moderator would like a visual heads-up display, you can use the moderator tool accessible through the account portal. To launch the moderator tool, simply click the moderate link. You will then be prompted to enter a password to launch the moderator tool, and this password happens to be the same password the user enters when they log into the account portal. Before we launch the moderator tool, please be sure you have allowed pop-ups in your browser for the account portal. Some pop-up blockers prevent the web-based app from opening. With that said, let's click Launch, and within a few brief moments, you will see the participants appear in the display. From here, the moderator can visually control the conference by setting the conference to lecture mode, where only the moderator's voice is heard. The moderator can lock the conference to keep additional participants from joining. They can elect to record the conference if needed, and even end the conference with the click of a button. The moderator can also invite other participants by dialing the participants directly from the moderator tool. You can also mute and kick specific participants from the conference as needed. Right before I ended the conference and closed the moderator tool, I pressed the record and stop record buttons to record a few seconds of the conference call. To download and listen to a recorded conference call, click the recording link. When the recording pop-up window appears, click the download link to open and/or save the WAV file. So the last thing I'm going to show you in today's tutorial is how to delete a conference room that you've created. You simply click the delete link and the conference is gone. Thank you for viewing today's audio conferencing tutorial. If you have any questions, please contact a customer service representative today.